Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here. Look what we got in front of us today. This is day one for me on this particular motorcycle. They just got these in last night. This is the Royal Enfield 350 Hunter. And this is my maiden voyage on it. This one's bone stock. It's got the blue up here. I can't remember the name of the color. I'll put that down below. Wow. These are considerably lighter than the other versions of the 350. I think this is 399 pounds, 181 kilograms. I think the Classic is 430 pounds, so yeah, it's significantly lighter. It's got those same beautiful levers. Oh, that's great. That is great. This bike has a whopping 9.5 miles on it. So we got to take it easy. Gear indicator, very smooth. The bike is, yeah, it feels very light. I like this. Wheelbase is 54.9 inches. I think that's 1,370 millimeters. Ground clearance is 5.9 inches. Look at that turn. Isn't that amazing? Oh, wow. This is tight turning. This is the tightest turning of all the 350s. This is amazing. I am very impressed. 150 millimeters of ground clearance. Wow, that is nice. Very nice. Absolutely impressive. Absolutely impressive. Tires front and back are 17s. 17s are great for handling. It's got a little bit steeper angle on the head compared to the other 350s. So you get, you know, it's a little shorter wheelbase, a little tighter steering. It's got the lighter tire on the front, so it should be a little more nimble. It feels quite a bit more nimble. It feels a lot lighter. I'm going to take it easy here because I think it's the first time on this bike. Very nice. I'm absolutely impressed with this, my friends. Okay, I'm going to throw this in here right now. These models, there's two different models, I think there's two different versions of this. Maybe there's three, but the base model is $39.99, I think, and the other model is $4,200. So they're very close in price. You know, it's just amazing, and I think the differences are paint. Wow. Now this bike's not broke in, so we're just, like I said, we're going to take it easy on it. I really like it. I think the back tire is a 140/70/17. I think the front is a 180/17. The brakes are very good. 10 miles on them. It's the lightest of all of them. It's got the 349cc, 20 horsepower, 20 foot-pounds of torque. That's 27 newton meters of torque. Let's see how it turns on a hill here. It is a really nimble handling bike. Really nimble handling. This is just amazing. I thought the Classic turned really well, and the Meteor. I drove the Meteor yesterday, but this is really even tighter. That's the derailleur grill right there. If you ever make it to Marnie, give those guys a try. This is nice. Nice, nice, nice. It feels so nimble, so airy. You know, it just, look at that. It's just a lot tighter steering, a lot more sport. Interceptor, Hunter, Hunter. Ha ha ha. This thing is this is like a mini Interceptor. What a nifty bike. What else can I tell you about it? The brakes are 300 millimeter on the front and 270 on the back. I think it's a dual pot on the front, 2 piston on the front and a single pot on the rear. ABS front and rear, 2 channel. It handles these bumpy roads very well. Too well. A little bit of sand there. Look at that, just pulls like a banshee. I like it. I like it a lot. What a grin. What a grin. Big old UPS truck. We don't want to get hit by that. Look at this turning. Just turn, 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 turn. No problems. and go. This is a little sports car. Said it's a new bike, so we can't really romp on it too bad. Nice. Okay, let's look at the gear. So it's got the single eye speedo, analog speedometer, digital fuel gauge over the top, a gear indicator, a clock, and it's got the odometer, and then over here is the information button. You can go to trip meter 1, trip meter A I guess they call it, trip meter B, and then back to odometer. Over here in the controls, I always forget to mention this, there is a USB port underneath here, information button, passive flashlight, high lows right there, and then the blinkers and the horn. Let's hear that horn. Nice, nice. And then over here on the other side, we've got the rocker switch. It's also the kill switch, that red switch right there, and then the hazard light switch. Very nice. I like it. Look at that. Here again, we've got the clutch adjuster on the clutch lever up here, also one down on the engine. And then I already mentioned it has these nice, comfortable levers. The seat itself, it's an elongated seat, kind of like a Triumph. It's got a little bit of a step on it. I'm scooting back on it right now. But it's a very comfortable seat. I'd love to spend a day on one of these. It is not lacking for power. I would say it's definitely got an edge of power. Oh, look at this wet road. I'm going to turn around up here if I can because I don't want to get the bike dirty. It's a brand new clean bike. Yeah, look at that. Very wet ground. Okay. Initial impression so far is just, I'm very impressed with this whole thing. What a beautiful motorcycle. What an absolutely beautiful motorcycle. 60 miles an hour. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's talk about the sitting. You sit on it, my feet are behind my knees, but straight down for maybe mid-thigh. So definitely mid-controls. My back, I'm leaning forward slightly the way I'm sitting right now. Of course, I can slide forward. Well, not much. I can slide back farther. I am reaching for the bars. They are down a little bit. But that gives you that kind of an aggressive, sporty seating position. It's not super aggressive. As far as pushing it around, well, I haven't really had much chance to do that. It's quite light, so I'm assuming in the garage it should push very easily. And then driving it around town, well, around town, this thing's a dream. We just did a bunch of that. Very, very snappy handling, very maneuverable. And then out here, you know, it just does, look at that, it just cuts like a knife. Very good, very good. That extra 30 pounds off is really makes quite a difference. And then of course that more aggressive steering geometry and the lighter, the lower, smaller 17-inch front tire and back tire. We are now entering the mighty mini-tropolis of Marnie, Iowa, home of Baxter Cycles, seller of new and used Royal Enfields, Triumphs, and vintage bikes of all type. If you are interested in something like that, go to baxtercycle.com or come to Marnie directly. We would love to see you here. Other things about the Marnie store is they have virtually every piece of apparel that you can buy on the Royal Enfield website in stock. The majority of sizes. Look at that. I just love this thing. And they also have an abundance of accessories for Royal Enfields in stock, and they ship just about the same day. So order it, have it in a couple days. Everything from air filters and oil filters to bags and windshields and everything else. What a bike, what a bike. So highway handling, well, I talked a little bit about that. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know how it would do on a really windy day. I can compare it to the Classic and the Meteor. I've ridden those on the wind, and those are, you know, these bikes have such a small silhouette, and their center of gravity is so low that they do get hit by the wind, but they don't get blown around like, for instance, like my Himalayan. My Himalayan's a bike up on stilts, you know. I think I've covered pretty much all the specs, but let's go down here and take a look at the bike itself. Is this dry? It looks like it. This is Cycle Park, Motorcycle Park. It handles like a dream. It's very reactive handling wise. Okay. I like it. Wahoo! I'm absolutely impressed with it. I love it. Of the 350s, this is definitely the sportiest handling, quickest, nimblest, niftiest little one. If you want a little speedster of the 350 class, this is the one to get. Hunter Scepter, I've been calling it. It reminds me of an Interceptor. They call it the Hunter. So anyway, the Hunterceptor. Anyway, just a beautiful little bike. I love the shape of the tank. I love the insets here for your knees. I love this. I mean, look at this. It's just the blue on blue. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. They even have blue on the wheels, Royal Enfield wheels, cast mags. So what is it? I think I've talked about it already. It's a single overhead cam, 349cc, air-cooled, single overhead cam, 9.5 to 1 compression, about 20 horsepower, about 20 foot-pounds of torque. That's 27 newton meters. It's got a 6-speed transmission. And, as I've said 100 times before, Royal Enfield makes great transmissions. And look at this, I just noticed this. Center stand, a center stand, good grief. This bike sells between $39.99 and $4,200. I don't know which one this one, that's the range of the bikes. And this one has a center stand stock. That's just mind-blowing. Amazing, amazing. 5-speed transmission, already talked about that. 399 pounds wet. That's 181 kilograms. That's incredibly light. 3.5 gallon gas tank. It's 13 liters. The seat height, and this is a very narrow motorcycle to, to begin with. Look at that. The seat height is 31.1 inches. That's 790 millimeters. Ground clearance. Let's get over here and take a look at that. This is one of the lowest ground clearance bikes for Royal Enfield, and it's still 5.9 inches. It's 150 millimeters. Wheelbase, and I love this part about it, and this is why it's one of the reasons it's so nimble handling. 53.9 inches. That's 1,370 millimeters. It's got a 300 millimeter disc on the front with a 2-pot, 2-piston Bibri and anti-lock. And on the back, it's got a single piston, 270 millimeter. The calipers float on these, fixed disc, and also the rear is also ABS. Now look at that pipe. Isn't that something? It looks kind of stubby almost, doesn't it? I like it. I like it a lot. Tires. Okay, here's what I was wondering about. I may have got this wrong earlier. It's 100 by 80, 17 on the front. And these are probably Seats. Yeah, Seat. And the rear is and I love this part, 140, 70, 17. That's a 140 millimeter tire. That is incredibly wide. I mean, look at that. Just, okay, chain drive. Front forks are 41 millimeter like most Himalayan, or like most Royal Enfields are. And I love the fact that they have boots on them. You know, that keeps the dirt and the bugs out of them. Front travel is 5.1 inches, which is great. It's 130 millimeters. And rear travel, I found two different numbers on this, but I think this is the most accurate one. And the other one number is only a 1/10 off. This is 4 inches of travel on the rear, and that's 102 millimeters. But okay, let's put the notes away and go just look at the beauty of this bike. All right, where should I start? I love the lines. Okay, let's just look at the lines here. Just, oh, just beautiful, gorgeous. Dare I say sexy? I mean, look at that. The blue with the blue stripe on the white. You know, Royal Enfield down there. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? And then we come over here and it's the same thing. Just, I love these, these insets. I mean, that is just amazing. You know, then we come over to this. Look at that sculpted seat. You know, here again, just stitched in Royal Enfield. Look at that. That seating area is, that's just amazing. Cast handles on the back. That's something that Royal Enfield does commonly, and I really appreciate that. Those are really, when I was a kid, when I was a youngin', riding on the back of motorcycles, I always feared for my life hanging under those metal tubes. I'm sure I was safe, but you know how it is. I love this fender. Looks like it's plastic. Taillight. I mean, look at that thing. Okay, so just the overall, the lines of it, the flow of it. The engine looks like it's hanging. You know why it looks like it's hanging? Because it is hanging. Yeah, maybe I'll have to check that on the other bikes. Yeah, the engine frame, the frame, there's no frame under here. That's amazing. That is great. That is a tradition of Royal Enfield, going way back to the beginning of time with these guys. That is impressive. I wonder if that's how the Meteor and the J or the other models are. The Meteor and the Classic. I'll have to look for that. But what a beautiful thing, you know. But look at this whole front end. You know, kind of a stubby looking fender, but yet it's full length. You know, this whole thing here, this mono eye, I just love it. Amal style grips. You know, these beautiful levers. You know, the whole look at this. It dents in and comes back out. I mean, the flow is excellent. The flow is excellent. I love it. I love it. And that pipe just looks really good. Factory pipe, and it looks good already. Just beautiful. Coming over here to this side. Just, you know, it's reeks of a modern Interceptor look. But yeah, it's got a lot of classic touch to it. Just a beautiful, beautiful machine. Hey, you know, guys, instead of talking about it, I think I'm gonna go hop on her and take it for a ride, because it's gonna rain here, and I want to get a couple more miles in. Now, if the weather's nice where you all are at, get out there and ride, my friends. Wahoo!